Hey, I've wanted to talk about this for a while, but I never quite know what to say because I feel like I have no power over most of the things that I talk about. If I say something, I don't know if anything's going to happen. And, most of the time it just seems pointless to talk about, but every day I'm thinking of, like, what could I possibly talk about? And if there's one thing that happens on a regular basis that you don't really notice growing up, is that there's lots of car crashes in America. There's a whole lot of car crashes in America. It doesn't help that irresponsible people are behind the wheel a lot of the time, whether it's inexperienced driving or intoxicated driving, whatever you want to say that causes, or even just like accidental shit. It's like, no matter what, if you're in America, there's probably going to be a car crash somewhere any given day. It's what happens when you live in a place where the way of transportation is mostly by a vehicle, a giant 5,000 pound thing, object, going hundreds of miles an hour. And you have all your citizens using those every single day of the week. You're bound to have a few crashes, a few hundred crashes maybe. But today we're talking about particular crashes, and that's with there's a maker called Tesla. Tesla is a electronic car making company that you could say has been testing out their product for the past, let's say, 5 years to a decade. They've been trying to test out their self-driving cars, their AI cars, their electric cars all over the world. And it's like, well, just look at this tweet right here. 2 people are dead. Nobody in the driver's seat. 6,000 pound experiments in half-baked camera-only autonomy capable of doing 0 to 60 in under 3 seconds. Just roaming the streets. I love living in a sci-fi dystopia. That last line is sarcasm, but that's the gist of it. That's usually the case when you have these cars that aren't meant to these cars aren't meant to exist, basically. Self-driving cars exist in fucking in our minds, in movies. It exists because we allow self-driving to exist. It doesn't mean that it works. And as you have here in Houston, self-driving car driving around and just kills 2 people. I mean, do we want to look further into it? The crash happened at 11:25 in the Cartonwoods subdivision near the Woodlands. The car burst into flames after hitting a tree near 18 Shamrock Dunes Place. Harris County Precinct, blah, blah, blah. No one was driving the car, so it was automatic self-driving. There was a person in the passenger seat of the front of the car and the near passenger seat of... And this was a fully electric Tesla. Anyway, I was just trying to find some details about the car that it crashed into, but anyway, the fact of the matter is that electric cars don't work, or electric self-driving cars don't work the way people like Elon Musk tell you that they're going to work. I'm not a rich asshole that gets to smoke pot every day like Elon Musk is, but he's not a normal person. He's a guy that has had rich parents. This is the thing, If you go on YouTube, you'll see videos all day promoting Elon Musk. Like, I have channels that I go to where they're basically just regurgitated self-help videos all day. But sometimes they'll bring up, like, be famous like Elon Musk. How did Elon Musk is famous because his dad was a fucking rich man. His mom is a fucking phenomenal, successful model. These are the reasons that Elon Musk is successful. Elon Musk didn't create fucking self-driving vehicles. Elon Musk doesn't make electric cars. He just tells you to buy them. He tells you to buy them in very exaggerated, you know, he tells you to buy them just kind of on a whim without, like, proof that they actually work. There's no proof that self-driving is even beneficial or works. That fucking boring tunnel in Las Vegas is just a fucking little small-ass tunnel. You can't send emergency vehicles in it. What if someone gets stuck? Elon Musk is like a distraction. He's a perfect distractor of everything, and, like, he's been, like, duping people over here in the States for years. He's duping lots of people in Texas. They had to close down the Tesla shit in California and, you know, find some patsies in Texas because they don't know what the fuck to do anymore. So let's see if Mr. Musk will build his shitty fucking cars in our shitty fucking state. And that's basically it. They need money, so let's try to get a fucking electric car company that doesn't work and create hell for everybody. And this isn't the first case where, like, Tesla cars have, like, just fucking killed somebody. There's been lots of fucking... There's been accidents here in Florida of Teslas running over people or exploding. And it's like, I don't understand it. This keeps happening. And it's like, people that argue against me, like, I'll bring up somebody kind of, you know, kind of have a falling out with. You might know them. If you remember me from my previous YouTube channel, I used to have a channel before this. It wasn't popular at all, but I had a co-host. And he got into the Tesla thing. He got into, like, Elon Musk's great, wild, crazy ride. And then he eventually, I'm pretty sure he got himself a Tesla. He was one of the happy people waiting excitedly for their car that doesn't work to come to their house so they could show it off to all their rich friends. And that's basically what, like, owning a Tesla is like bragging rights. You don't actually own anything that's, like, worth a shit. It doesn't. The cars don't work the way you think they. Electric driving doesn't work the way you think it works, or self-driving doesn't work the way you think it works. It's very imperfect, and we're just like, it's something so new that even the people at Tesla don't understand it, evidently, because it's killing people. I don't know if it's possible to have, like, electric cars, actually, because it's not something that's, it's something you read in the fucking books. You come up with little theories that this might work, and it's like, this doesn't work. And it's like, when does it end? If you can't make working self-driving cars, then maybe you should stop. If you can't fly to Mars without fucking everyone dying, maybe you shouldn't go. Why do you feel like... I have kind of a obsessive compulsive ADHD, and I feel like I have to do shit all day. Like, right now, I feel like I should probably be, like, drawing some pictures or doing something that, like, productive, but I don't want, but I don't have to. I know in my head that I should and that I want to, but I'd rather just be relaxing and taking a nap because I've been working all day outside. It's like, I could do these other things that I think are, like, awesome and will benefit me, but I'd rather just rest. I'd rather just take my time and just fucking just sleep. And I know that's a bad example to use for what I'm trying to say, but we don't have to make electric cars. We don't have to have self-driving cars. They don't work the way we think they're going to work because we're not smart. We're not a smart fucking society of people. We can say that electronic automated cars can work, but that doesn't mean they will. And obviously they don't. They're crashing in and killing fucking people. This last little thing I kind of want to show is It's kind of biased against automotive. I don't believe in auto. Personally, I don't believe in self-driving cars. I really don't think that we're anywhere near the technology we need to actually have working cars in an environment that doesn't kill people. Because when you think about it, there's so many people that are doing their own shit outside of self-driving experiments that you can't guarantee that anyone is ever safe around self-driving cars. You can't trust self-driving cars not to run over somebody when they thought that they were driving into some some steam, and instead they drove into a baby. But anyway, I just want to read this little kind of part from this transcript. It's why people might never use autonomous cars. Obvious. I hope they never do. Well, they have, but they don't work. And it's you can read here. It's driverless cars have been conjured up in films and talked about for decades. The first attempts to make them were about a century ago. And sure, they're no longer as unbelievable as in Herbie the Love Bug from the 1960s, where this self-driving car has a mind of its own. Okay. But while the artificial intelligence driving the technology has come leaps and bounds, and we now have some self-driving taxis in the US and China, the fact is communication between the car and the human inside it hasn't really come that far since the days of Herbie driving off without its driver's consent. And what's more, the beeps and bings and meant to tell us something about what the car is doing don't intuitively tell us what's going on. So I'm not going to read that whole thing. I hope from just reading that little bit can just kind of explain. It can explain like science hypothesis, science experiments. They're fun to do. They can teach us a lot about things if we do them enough. We can learn and make new cures to shit. But when people are dying at a rate that almost convincingly shows us that self-driving doesn't work, you have to just kind of give up on this dream that automated cars, we're gonna have someday just have robot cars just driving everywhere. We're not. People are too scared and too stupid to ever have a working system of autonomous cars driving everywhere in sync, in unison, to where we're benefiting safety wise. We're not. It's not a good time to have self-driving cars. People in Texas think they are, and all over they keep having these secret little self-driving fucking, and it's your life was just stopped by a fucking robot car. I don't get it. I don't ever want a Tesla. I don't ever want a self-driving car. This shit, it's Pandora's box. And that means is that you're opening things to people that we don't know what we're learning, what we're about to learn. And it's you have to realize that you can't always have all the power in the world. You can't always just, you want driving cars, you want to have a safer environment for everybody, but that doesn't mean it's working. You have to look at some point and just say, I failed. Self-driving cars are not going to benefit. Elon Musk is a lie. Elon Musk isn't doing anything that's helpful. Elon Musk already ruined other countries, and he's ruining the fucking United States with his fucking half-baked sci-fi dystopian hell. He's a fucking African Egyptian man who has a lot of money, and you're taking everything he says for granted and giving him everything, even though you don't know a fucking thing about him. He just has lots of fucking money, and he could shoot rockets and cars into space. What the fuck is that doing for anybody here? There's still homeless people. There's still fucking people suffering. There's still black people being fucking killed for no reason. There's fucking kids being shot. And you want to fucking listen to Elon Musk tell us about how we're not going to Mars? How we're not going to ever have like real working electronic cars? Fuck Elon Musk and fuck Tesla. I hope they all fucking go bankrupt and we fucking can get away from this god dang nightmare of fucking electronic cars ever benefiting us, which they're not. And fuck my friend for ever buying a Tesla.